Cannon carts, explained simply. Cannon carts are the 7th troop unlocked in the builder base, becoming available at Builder Hall 5 once you upgrade your builder barracks to level 7. The cannon cart has two different modes, cannon mode and mortar mode. When in cannon mode, it functions as a ranged damage dealer, having the longest range out of any other ground troop in the builder base, being able to attack targets from over 3 tiles away. When in mortar mode, it becomes a stationary threat, with its range being increased all the way to 8.5 tiles. This unique versatility makes it one of the most important and powerful troops within the builder base. Statistically, it has the same health as a barbarian and a bomber at corresponding levels, which means that while it's still pretty vulnerable, it can actually take a decent amount of damage. While it has lower hit points, the damage it deals definitely makes up for it. When in cannon mode at its max level, each hit does 288 damage, making it the 4th highest damage dealing troop within the builder base. But if you switch to mortar mode, it actually becomes the 2nd highest, dealing over 50 more damage than when in cannon mode, for a total of 360 damage per hit at its max level. Despite dealing more damage on mortar mode, it actually is more optimal to leave it in cannon mode as much as possible because it has a faster attack speed, meaning it will take down the building much quicker despite dealing less overall damage per hit. But the mortar mode is very important to master, as depending on the base, you can easily take down half of it with just 2 cannon carts. The first step to master them is to understand their ranges. The cannon cart has a large white circle that surrounds it. This is its attack range. If the cannon cart has a building within this range, it will automatically target it when it's in mortar mode. If instead there is no building within the range, you will see a red question mark indicating that it is out of targets. This white circle is very important to know when you're in range of a building, but it also is very useful to help you stay out of range of defenses. First, it's very important to know where to place them when attacking a building. If you're directly attacking a defense, it is always best to go from the corner of that defense, because you can actually get much closer to the defense from the corner than you can horizontally. But it also is very important to know which defenses you can outrange with the cannon cart. You should never try and take out an archer tower, a giant cannon, a multi-mortar, a lava launcher, or a ground expo with the cannon carts, as all of these buildings can protect themselves. Out of these buildings, there are 2 of them which are much more dangerous than the others, these being the ground expo and the lava launcher. What makes them more dangerous than the rest is that they don't only defend themselves, but they also defend other buildings around them from the cannon carts. While this is annoying, of course, there is actually a good system to consistently outrange them. First, we'll talk about the lava launcher. To start, you want to look at how close the lava launcher is to the building you're trying to outrange. If the building is at all directly touching the lava launcher, then it is impossible to outrange the lava launcher with the cannon cart on this building. If instead the defense is only 1 tile away from the lava launcher, but still perfectly parallel to the lava launcher, then it is nearly impossible to outrange it with the cannon cart and very dumb to try. But if the building is 1 tile away from the lava launcher and not perfectly parallel, you can easily outrange it using this trick. First, you need to know which side to attack it from. If the building is off center from the right, then you should attack it from the right, and if it's off center from the left, then you should attack it from the left. Then, as explained before, do not attack it head on, as you will easily be outranged. But you also don't want to attack it from the corner, as the lava launcher will protect it. Instead, you should place your cannon cart in between these positions, which will allow it to outrange the lava launcher with room to spare. It is important to make sure you pause the cannon carts as soon as you can, as if you let it get too close, it will end up in range of the lava launcher. So, if there's a building you're trying to outrange and it's more than 1 tile away from the lava launcher, or more than 1 tile off-centered from the lava launcher, then you can know you can always get it with this trick. Additionally, if the building is at a diagonal from the lava launcher, you can actually outrange that building from the corner. With the expo, very similar concepts apply, but just at a slightly smaller scale. If the building you're trying to take down is directly touching the expo and is perfectly parallel to it, then you cannot take it down with the cannon cart. But if it's not parallel, it can be outranged using the same method as with the lava launcher, even if the building is directly touching the expo. Apart from these 2 defenses though, there are no other buildings within the builder base that can protect other buildings from the cannon cart. This also means that at lower levels, the cannon carts are much stronger, as the lava launcher is not unlocked until Builder Hall 9 and the expo is not unlocked until Builder Hall 10. This makes mass cannon carts a very feasible strategy when attacking all the way up until Builder Hall 9. Additionally, most players have bases that don't really defend cannon carts well, which means that even after Builder Hall 9, you'll often be able to abuse bases with cannon carts. To do so, it is important to recognize where the most value is on a given base, and while it seems difficult to do with no experience, it's actually quite easy. First, you look at all the problem defenses, which again are the archer towers, the giant cannon, the lava launcher, the expo, and the multi-mortar. Not every base you attack will have all of these defenses, as for one, they just might not be unlocked yet, or 2, they might be separated between stage 1 and stage 2, but it is important to locate as many of these defenses as you can. Next, you need to locate which buildings are defended by these defenses. Once you do this, you can easily visualize all the available value on the base. I'll show a few different examples at different builder hall levels. To start, I attacked a builder hall 6 on my own builder hall 6 account. First, I looked for all the dangerous buildings. At builder hall 6, these were 2 archer towers and a multi-mortar, although the multi-mortar was upgrading, but we're gonna pretend like it isn't. After locating where all these defenses are, I looked to see what they defended, and they defended a crusher, a double cannon, and 2 firecrackers. After doing this, I can now see where the most value is on the base, so I used 2 cannon carts from the top and took it all out, which allowed me to swag my entire army against the base, easily taking it down. Next up, I switched to my builder hall 8 account. This time I matched up against a builder hall 7. Once again, we're going to find all the important defenses, which are the 2 archer towers and the multi-mortar once again. And then we're going to look at all the defenses these buildings defend, which on this base is only the air bomb. After this, I looked to see which side had the most value to take, and that would be the right side. So once again, I placed down 2 cannon carts and easily took down half the base. After getting this much value with just 2 cannon carts, I was able to swag 2 baby dragon abilities. Lastly, I attacked a builder hall 10 as a builder hall 8. Even though I was at a disadvantage, the cannon carts allowed me to nearly swag my entire army against this base. Once again, I located the important buildings. On this base, there was a ground expo, a giant cannon, a multi-mortar, and the lava launcher. And even though there were a lot of scary defenses on this base, including the expo and the lava launcher, there were only 2 buildings that I couldn't reach with a cannon cart. This being the firecracker and the lowered archer tower. This meant there were 2 places on the base that both had huge value. And I couldn't decide between the 2, so I picked both. I put 2 cannon carts on each side of the expo, bringing a total of 4. Doing this, I made sure to keep my cannon carts at a very specific angle from the expo, making sure it wasn't going to be too close to the corner, but also that it wasn't going to be head on. Doing this carefully allowed me to take down 6 of the strongest defenses on the base. After taking down all these defenses, there was pretty much nothing left on the base, which then allowed me to swag nearly my entire army against an over-leveled opponent. This is the power of cannon carts when you understand their ranges. Sometimes though, a base has very little value available. This is when you need to get a little creative. The easiest way to force cannon cart value on a base is by destroying the defending archer tower. While it definitely takes some practice, this is actually a pretty easy process. When going for a cannon cart dive, you typically want to bring 2 cannon carts and a camp of barbarians. The barbarian camp will have 2 different uses here. The first use for them is to test for traps, as unexpected bombs can instantly ruin your cannon cart dive. Next, the barbarians can be used to easily distract the archer tower while your cannon carts are taking it out, which then allows you to open up a lot more available value on the base. If you're feeling risky, or if there's a very exposed archer tower, you can take it down using just 1 cannon cart, as it beats an equal level archer tower in a 1v1. This is very risky though, as traps can easily mess up this approach. Once you're comfortable with cannon carts, your biggest risks for failure will be time or traps. Many players trap obvious cannon cart spots, and losing just 1 cannon cart can be the difference between a success and a failure. That's why it's always a good rule of thumb to always bring troops to test with. To avoid time failing, you need to make sure you're using cannon carts as optimally as possible. For 1, never let your cannon carts run out of targets. If you see the red question mark, it is important to move your cannon carts as quickly as possible, or else you're just wasting time. 2, you should always leave them in cannon mode if possible. Doing this will speed up the time it takes to take down buildings. The third optimization to shave time off of an attack is a more advanced maneuver. On the mortar mode's last shot, you need to switch to cannon mode, making sure to switch back before you are in range of any defenses. This will allow the cannon cart to not run out of targets without wasting time by waiting for the building to be destroyed first. The cannon cart is one of the most complex and versatile troops within the builder base, and mastering it is a guaranteed way to become a top 100 player. I hope this video gave you guys insight on how to use the cannon cart more efficiently, and if there's anything you feel like I forgot to mention, feel free to let me know in the comments. But for now, that's all I have to say. See ya!